We have the pleasure this morning to hear Shawn Burgdorf speak on his project number 4. Now, the title of Toastmasters project number 4 is How to Say It. The executive objectives are to, 1, select the right words and sentence structures to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. Use rhetorical devices to enhance and emphasize his ideas, and eliminate jargon and unnecessary words, and use correct grammar throughout his speech. Now, this speech, I believe, may bring out a little bit of trepidation, with the title being My First 4 Months of Being a Dad. On a personal level, Shawn's daughter, Faye, was born on February 28th this year. For his speech, he has a few personal goals. He hopes to express his points in simple sentences, not to confuse the audience with unnecessary words, as well as take appropriate pauses and let his point sink in. Timer, would you please put the green card at 5, yellow at 6, red at 7, and welcome the new father, Shawn Burgdorf.
Thank you, Neil. All right. Well, like Neil said, I am a relatively new father. Faye has been with me now for 4 months. It's been both an exciting yet challenging time for me and my wife. I would liken this to going into a new job, where prior to having the new job or child, you don't really know exactly what you're getting into, but you do know that you're going to have some new responsibilities, and it's kind of exciting because it is new. However, there was some trepidation at the beginning, not knowing the full extent that those new responsibilities will impact my way of life. And so today I'd like to discuss a few of the things that I've noticed that these new responsibilities have impacted my way of life. So the three impacts or aspects of my life that have changed that I've noticed. First, my wife and I are much more tired. The second is that our timeliness has changed. We have an issue with getting places on time, whereas before we tended to be much more prompt. And the third is that the baby tends to come first. So I'm going to discuss each of these 3 things. With Sarah and I being new parents, there's a lot of responsibilities, and inherently those take more of your time. With more time comes more activities and things you got to do, and you're more tired. I find it hard when you get home from work and you're tired, and then you got to think about your wife as being tired, and then you have to think of the responsibility of taking care of the kid. Put all those together and you try to figure out, well, okay, is it my turn or is it her turn? And there's some butting of heads that goes on. So dealing with that is a big change in life that just comes, I think, naturally. And it's gotten easier with time. And so like a new job, I think things do get easier with time. You learn what your role is and you ease into it. Another aspect of being tired, though, is, as you can tell, I'm a little congested today. I've been sick twice now in the last 4 months, and my wife's been sick once. That did not occur in my past. In the past, it's been once every 12 months, maybe. So these new aspects in my life I'm working through them right now. The second point that I discussed earlier is our timeliness. We tended to go out a lot when we were without child, and now we go out less. But there's a reason, and it takes quite a bit of time prepping baby bag, or diaper bag, I guess, prepping the milk that you need to take along with you, and then getting Faye organized to come in the car chair, and whatever else you need to bring with you to go, say, to the pool. We went to the pool the other day. It took us an hour and a half to get ready, whereas before it would have maybe taken us 20 minutes for just my wife and I. The other aspect of timeliness is you never know what's going to happen in that period of getting ready either. we've had some major diaper messes that occur that delays us. We've also had times where, you know, you're ready to walk out the door and Faye wants to eat. So you got to spend another 20 minutes there feeding your daughter before you leave. These sorts of things delay and change your schedule, and you just have to work with it and say, look, this is part of my life now, and, you know, accept the fact that things sometimes take longer. The last point that I'd like to discuss and how my life has changed, the baby is now what I would say is the top priority, and my wants and needs come second. Well, let me put it this way. I get home from work thinking, or I'm at work all day thinking I'm going to do something when I get home. For instance, mow the lawn. I have a plan, you know, that's what I want to do, it needs it. But I get home, walk in the door, and my wife immediately says, hey, can you take care of the baby while I get dinner ready? Well, if I say no, there's going to be a little headbutting, as it were. And if I explain to her that the lawn needs mowing, she'll be like, that's not a priority. Laundry or something else is a priority. So anyways, the baby usually comes first in this instance, and so I take on that responsibility and say, okay, I'll hang out with Faye. But it's not all bad, because in this respect, I get some alone time with Faye, and I enjoy, you know, playing with my daughter and getting to watch her change. I mean, I've noticed some huge changes in just these first 4 months that it's amazing to see when she wasn't responsive in the first month or two to now, where I'll just talk to her and she'll start smiling, or I'll play with her feet and she'll start giggling. Just those aspects of the changes are exciting to me as a new dad. So those are the 3 things that I've distinctly noticed how my life has changed. Not all for the worse. Some of it's a little more trying and getting used to, and others are for the better. So I'm you know, continuing to learn my new role as a father, and as you know, any sort of, like I've been likening this to a new job, it should get easier, I hope, as it goes on. And that is my so far experience with new fatherhood.